So today's topic is relative velocity in two dimensions. So in our earlier classes we learned what is relative velocity in a straight line or for the particle which is moving in a straight line or in one dimension. So but here in this chapter we are going to learn the same concept but in 2D. So here we are dealing with the equations for a motion in a plane. So it is necessary for us to learn what is relative velocity of a body or of a particle or an object which is moving in a plane. Here 2D represents the plane. Now so in a straight line relative velocity, the equation was something like this. So VAB, so VAB here is the relative velocity of A with respect to B, can be written as VA minus VB. So similar to that, we can write an equation for a relative velocity in two dimensions also. So let us consider two objects which are moving with velocity VA and VB in a plane. So now for this we can again write a relative velocity equation. So then velocity of A or velocity of object A relative to object B can be written as so VAB is equals to VA minus VB. So this is the relative velocity of A with respect to B. So now if you write the velocity of B with respect to A, so velocity of B relative to A will be what? So that is again VBA, which is equals to VB minus VA. So you have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. So if you observe clearly, equation 1 is opposite or is minus to equation B. So let me write VAB is equals to minus VBA. So this is what you can infer from the two equations which I have written above. So now if you take the magnitude or if you write the mod of VAB will be equals to what? Mod of VBA. So this is again another equation wherein you are not considering the direction. So this is the relative velocity of an objects which are moving in a plane or a two dimension. So this concept is again pretty much similar to the concept which we have learned in a motion in a straight line chapter. So there is nothing difficult in this. So you can directly write, so if it is asked to write the relative velocity of A with respect to B, then you can write VAB is equals to VA minus VB. And if they ask what is relative velocity of B with respect to A, so here I have written B, so it is wrong. So I have to write relative velocity of B with respect to A can be written as VBA is equals to VB minus VA. So if you observe both these equations, equation 1 and 2, then you can say VAB is equals to VBA. Now if you take mod of VAB is equals to mod of VBA. So this is the relative velocity concept in a plane. or in a 2 dimension. So now let us move to the another important concept of your second year physics is the projectile motion. So this topic is very important topic. So here you will learn three different things of the projectile motion, but overall this concept is an important concept. You need to understand it thoroughly by diagram and apply the kinematic equations to find what is the velocity or what is the time period or what is the height. So this concept is important concept. So now let us understand what is projectile motion and where and all we will come across through this kind of projectile motions, and what can be the maximum height that can be reached by a projectile when it is thrown with a certain initial velocity. So here you are projecting an object with certain initial velocity that makes an angle theta with a horizontal axis, that is x-axis. So before jumping into the projectile motion concept, let us first understand the few basic definitions of this topic, projectile motion topic. So the first here is, what is projectile? So let me write the definition for projectile. So what could be the definition for this projectile? So it is something, or it is an object, or it is an particle which is thrown with initial velocity, and then this object is allowed to move under the action of gravity, and then this object comes back to the ground. So if I put this in a definition format, so projectile is an object thrown with initial velocity and which is allowed to move under the action of gravity. So this is known as projectile. So what is projectile? An object thrown with initial velocity. So this part here is important. So you are throwing an object with initial velocity, and later you are allowing that object to move under the action of gravity. And this object after time loses its velocity and comes to the ground. So example for projectile motion is a bomb released from an aeroplane, or a cricket ball, or a football, or a bullet shot from a gun. So these are the examples for the projectile or a projectile motions. So projectile is an object which is thrown with initial velocity and which is allowed to move under the action of gravity alone is called projectile. So the examples are a bomb released from an aeroplane, a cricket ball, a bullet shot from a gun. So these are the three examples. Now let us understand what is trajectory. So these words, projectile, trajectory. All these I am going to use when I will derive the equation. So let us first understand the definition of this, then later we can apply this in our derivation part. So a path followed by a projectile during its flight, so that is called trajectory. What is trajectory? A path that is followed by a projectile during its flight is known as trajectory. So let us try to understand these two concepts by drawing the diagram or with a figure. So now, in a plane, let's suppose you shoot a bullet. So the path of the bullet is something like this. So this is what? This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now if I draw the velocity vector or initial velocity with which the bullet is shot, so that can be denoted as v naught. So v naught here is the initial velocity. So now what is happening? A bullet at x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0, it is at rest. So when it is shot with the initial velocity v naught, it gradually increases the height and reaches the certain height. Now the path of the projectile is called a trajectory. So this path of the projectile is called trajectory. Now if you see, the ball or a bullet is rising above, so this is opposite to the acceleration due to gravity. So acceleration due to gravity will be in this direction, whereas ball is moving with a height, certain height. It's moving in a positive y-axis. So acceleration due to gravity will be considered as minus g. So this acceleration due to gravity will be downward direction. Now, so in our previous sections or in our previous lecture, we learned how to get the components of the given vector. So here I have drawn the vector for the initial velocity. Now I want what will be the x component of v naught and y component of v naught. So let's suppose this projectile makes an angle theta with the x-axis. Now what will be the component along x-axis and what will be the component of v naught along y-axis? So let us understand that. So let me draw the perpendicular line from the v naught vector, so that crosses the x-axis at a point. And now again you have to draw the perpendicular line to the y-axis, and this line cuts the y-axis at a certain point. Now here you can see there is a angle theta that is made by the projectile when it is thrown with a certain initial velocity v naught. Now, so you know the sine theta and cos theta, so trigonometric functions. So let us write sine theta cos theta. So let us name this as A, B, C. So to get sine theta, so sine theta will be what? AB divided by OB. So sine theta is equals to opposite side divided by hypotenuse side of a given triangle. So here we are considering a triangle OAB. So from this triangle, if you want to write the sine theta will be what? Opposite divided by hypotenuse. So opposite side is AB and hypotenuse side is OB. Now from the diagram it is clear that AB is equals to OC. So AB is equals to OC. So that is from the diagram. So I can write OC divided by OB. So OB, you know, it is V naught. So what you don't know is OC, that we have to find, and here you have sin theta. So OC will be what? OC will be V naught sin theta. So OC, or the y component for the vector V naught, is V naught sin theta. So let me write this V naught sin theta in a diagram. So this distance from here to here is V naught sin theta. So that is OC side of a y-axis. Now cos theta. Cos theta is what? Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So the adjacent side of a triangle OAB is what? OA. So this is the adjacent side. OA divided by OB. So cos theta is equals to OA, we don't know, we have to find. OB is known to us, that is V naught. Now we have to find OA. OA is equals to what? V naught cos theta. So you got the x component of the vector V naught. So that is V naught cos theta. So this from here to here is V naught cos theta. So finally you got the, for a vector V naught in a x and y axis. So for this vector V naught, you have x component as V naught cos theta and y component as V naught sin theta. So this diagram is similar to this diagram. Here I am just denoting the components very much clearly. So for V naught vector, you got x component as V naught cos theta and y component as V naught sin theta. So here I have written, so for V naught you have x component as V naught cos theta, and for y component you have V naught sin theta. So this is the basic diagram that you have to understand before understanding the projectile motion. So hope this is clear to you all. Now let us go to the projectile fired at an angle theta with a horizontal or with a x-axis. So the next concept is projectile fired at an angle with the horizontal. So this concept will be clear to you all if and only if the last concept which I have discussed is clear to you all. So try to understand how do you get the components of a vector or x and y components of a given vector, then only you can apply that concept here and find what can be the maximum height or time of flight or the horizontal range of the projectile. So you got to know what is projectile and what is trajectory. So let us start. So let a projectile be thrown with initial velocity u at angle theta with the horizontal direction. So here you have a projectile which is thrown with the initial velocity u at an angle theta. So now here you can directly draw the diagram. So you have the x and y axis. So here is the origin. So what he is telling, let a projectile be thrown with initial velocity u at an angle theta with the horizontal direction. Horizontal direction is this direction. This is a horizontal direction and this is the vertical direction. Now here a projectile is thrown with the angle theta. So this is the trajectory of the projectile. Now this projectile is being thrown with the initial velocity u and this makes an angle theta with the horizontal axis. So is this clear? So hope this is clear to you all. So now x component, what will be the x component? So directly you can say u cos theta. And what will be the y component? It will be u sin theta. So x component and y component. So let this u cos theta be v naught x and u sin theta be v naught y. So this is in range of only this. So this will not exceed this range. So again you have this range. Clear? So you have a projectile which is thrown with the initial velocity u and this makes an angle theta. Now this projectile has made a parabola shape. So why I have drawn the parabola? So that you will understand as I do the derivation. So now if I write the horizontal component, so that is equals to u cos theta and vertical component, so that is equals to u sin theta. So these are the components of vector u. What this u cos theta and u sin theta says to you, the projectile travels in the horizontal direction with a constant velocity of u cos theta and this projectile travels in a y direction or a vertical direction with a velocity u sin theta. So this is what the components tell you. Now if you observe the projectile increases. At some point the velocity of the projectile will be equals to 0 and after this point if you observe it is moving in a downward direction. Why? Because so at this highest point the projectile loses the velocity. So that is what I have written here. The vertical component of the velocity gradually reduces to 0 at a highest point and then the projectile moves downward to fall onto the ground. So at the end the projectile falls to the ground. So now here O, A, B is the trajectory of the projectile. So OAB is the trajectory of the projectile. So what is trajectory? Trajectory is the path that is traced by the projectile. So that gives you the trajectory. So here OAB is the trajectory of the projectile that we have shot with the initial velocity u and that made an angle theta with the x component. So now let at any instant of time t the projectile be at a point P. So let us draw the point P in a diagram. Let this be the point P. So this P makes a distance x here. So here from here to here it is x and from here it is y. So this projectile, or in this projectile we are considering a point P. Let x and B be the horizontal and vertical distances travelled by the projectile. So now what will be the distance travelled by projectile in x direction? So to find this, so in a time t, we have to find. So we know the kinematic equation. So the x will be equals to what? S is equals to ut plus half at square. So here we have x component as v naught x, and that is t, plus half ax t square. So a here is acceleration of the projectile. So now v naught x is equals to, it is u cos theta, and ax will be equals to 0. Why ax will be 0? Because there is no acceleration of the projectile in x direction. So now if you substitute both these in an equation, then you get x is equals to u cos theta plus half 0 t square. So that can be equals to x u cos theta. So you got x u cos theta multiplied by t. So now if you want t will be what? X by u cos theta. So you got the first equation in your projectile motion. That is for the distance travelled by projectile in x direction. So this is the distance travelled by projectile in x direction. So now let us find the distance travelled by projectile in y direction in time t. So again here you will take the same equation. Y is equals to v naught y plus half ay t square. So v naught y, it is v naught or u sin theta, not v naught, u sin theta, and ay is equals to minus g. Why? Because the projectile is moving in a positive y direction, and the acceleration due to gravity is in this direction. So hence we take g as minus g. Now if you substitute both this in an equation, then you get y is equals to v naught y is u sin theta multiplied by t plus half. So you have minus g t square. So you can write y is equals to u sin theta t minus half g t square. This is the equation. But from the above equation, you know what is t. So if you substitute this t here in this equation, then what you will get? So let me write the equation number. Let this be equation 1, equation 2. So this is equation 3. Substitute 2 in 3. What you get? Y is equals to u sin theta, t is x by u cos theta. So x divided by u cos theta multiplied by t minus half g t is the x by u cos theta whole square. So here u will get cancelled. So sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. So x remains, t remains. Now here half is there, g is there, x square divided by u square cos square theta. So we can write y is equals to x tan theta. So there is no t in the last equation, so I said x t and tan theta. So t, the value of t has been substituted, then there will be no t, so x tan theta minus g divided by 2u square cos square theta x square. So this is the equation of the projectile. So this equation is similar to which equation? So this is similar to the parabola equation of second order. So hence the projectile takes the parabola shape.